Men's health. We are talking men's sexual wellness. We've been talking about this all week, all right? Been building up to this. Got two good people here in the studio with me. Got another good man on the phone with me. Ladies and gentlemen, to talk about the Gainswave therapy, which they tell me is an alternative to Viagra. That piqued my interest. Because look, I ain't young no more, y'all. All right? Brother's getting old. You know, sometimes you need some things, you need some help. Gotta admit that. Gotta be humble enough to admit that. So I got some friends here to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jen Fry and Dawn Sepulveda from PA Green Wellness. On the phone is Dr. Stephen Croft. How are you? How are you all today?
Doing good. Thanks for having us on your show.
Yes,
All right.
thanks, John.
Now,
Very
Dawn.
much.
Yes, doing great.
All right. Well, look, Dawn, I've known you for a long time. Me and Dawn go back. We've been cool for a long time.
Yes.
So she was the one who reached out to me, said, "Hey, we're doing some big things at PA Green Wellness." Now, me being the ignorant man that I am, she said Green Wellness. I thought, they was going to come up here and hand out some things. but she was like, "Look, no, we do way more than that, and we're going to talk about that today, all right? So look, if you have a question on the Gainswave therapy, and we're going to talk about what is Gainswave today. We're going to get into all that today.
Yes.
With
Meat and potatoes.
meat and potatoes, all right? So let's keep it going. When we come back, we are going to talk Gainswave therapy on the Grown Folks Groove, PhillyGoFlow.com. The music you love, the music you grew up on, streaming live 24 hours a day, free of charge. You're listening to the Grown Folks Groove, PhillyGoFlow.com. It's your boy Brown, holding you down till 2 o'clock. Talking men's sexual wellness. Time to get right, y'all. All right? You know what I mean? Springtime's almost here. Got to do that. Got to do that. All right. In the
We can have you ready by spring.
you gonna have us ready by spring?
Yes, we can.
Oh boy, you hear that? Dawn, Jen, and Dr. Croft will have you ready by spring. All right. They're here to talk about Gainswave therapy. When Dawn hit me up, said, "I want to talk to you about Gainswave," I asked what it was. She said it was an alternative to Viagra. But what is it exactly?
Well, Gainswave refers to a very specific protocol, and
Okay.
it's shockwave therapy to the tissues. So shockwave therapy has been around for a long time, and we can hear shockwave in nature when we hear lightning strike or a jet breaking the sound barrier. You hear that boom, and it causes microtrauma to the tissues, which causes the tissues to regenerate. So we're talking about a therapy that can literally grow new blood vessels, clear out plaque from existing blood vessels, and regenerate tissue. So it has an incredible application for pain and tissue, for aesthetic, but very specifically for genital work. And Gainswave is a particular protocol for genital work.
Okay, so we're talking about a treatment for erectile dysfunction
Or enhancement.
or enhancement.
Any
Okay.
age,
What-
any age can see an incredible result.
What is the difference between, first of all, what is the difference between erectile dysfunction and erectile enhancement? Because like a lot of people might think enhancement is,
Well, it's an enhancement.
getting bigger,
Oh, okay.
making things bigger. What exactly
Well-
is erectile enhancement? What's the difference between that and
All right.
erectile dysfunction?
So first you have the size question, which I do get a lot.
I'm sure.
You're not going to get longer from it, but we do see men increase in girth because the erectile tissue is healthier and fuller. Erectile dysfunction refers to the inability to have an erection for penetrative sex or even achieve an erection. So we do a shim measurement, which is a scale. We put everybody on a scale. Of,
Wait, see. All right.
don't worry about the shim measurement.
I hear a scale. Okay.
No. We do this during the consultation. So
like
we
an
measure
intake.
somebody's erectile health and we assign a number to it, and then we go from there to improve it.
Okay. So as for this treatment, I'm hearing shock wave, I'm hearing electric shock. You know, that's kind of intimidating.
Yeah. So this is, you can see why it was renamed wave. So
Mm-hmm.
nobody wants to think of an electric shock, and it's not an electric shock. It's just a shock to the tissue.
Okay,
It's
fellas,
acoustic
if
wave
you're
pressure.
listening,
Yeah,
it's not a
acoustic.
shock.
Yeah, it's
No,
acoustic wave pressure. It's
Right.
not shock.
Okay, now what do you mean by acoustic? Like,
So acoustic, like I said, it's a bang that you hear in nature,
Mm-hmm.
and it is recreated with, we use Storrs equipment from Sweden,
Mm-hmm.
and there is you can measure the severity of the wave, the frequency, the depth, and the number of times that you pulse the wave into the tissues, and it creates micro trauma to the area. So it's shocking the tissue with a pressure wave, I think. And Dr. Croft, did you want to maybe clarify that a little bit?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, really. It's a pulsed sound wave, basically, and the sound wave is conducted through the tissues. It's not going to be anything quite as loud as a plane breaking the sound barrier or anything like that. It'd be more like a snap or a crack of a whip. But the transducer, when it contacts the tissues, that sound is sent straight through into the tissues itself.
okay, so given all that, Dr. Croft, exactly, I mean, what happens to the body when this is happening? What is happening to your body when you're going through this acoustic therapy and you're getting this wave treatment?
Probably one of the most prominent effects that generate the changes in the tissue that we're looking for is something called cavitation. The cavitation bubbles that are created by the sound wave passing through those tissues, those create little, shall we call, explosions is not a good way to put it.
No. Explosions is
Bubbles.
not a good way to put
I
it.
like to say bubbles.
Bubble.
And
You
those
know,
bubbles-
there you go.
We'll stick with the bubbles.
Bubbles. I like that.
Millions of bubbles.
As the bubbles collapse, they create microjets. And those little microjets cause tissue turnover, basically. Helps your body know to break down older, unhealthy tissues and stimulates the process of creating new tissues.
Okay. Well, look, we are here. We are talking Gainswave therapy with Dr. Stephen Croft, with Jen Fry, and with Dawn Sepulveda of PA Green Wellness. All right, if you got questions, hit me up. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at PhillyGoFlow, or send me a text. Text your questions to 856-556-5272. All right, let's keep it going. And we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about Gainswave on PhillyGoFlow.com. It's the Grown Folks Crew, PhillyGoFlow.com, talking Gainswave therapy and men's sexual wellness with the ladies of PA Green Wellness. I have Dawn, I have Jen here in the studio with me. I have Dr. Stephen Croft on the line. How are you all doing?
Great.
Doing
thank
great,
you.
thank you.
Doing great. Thank you.
Okay, so I wanted to jump back into this. Let me pose the first question to you, Jen. What are the three categories of men who come to see you to get this type of therapy?
So we generally see three types of males. We have younger guys or very fit. Middle-aged guys come in, and we call that biohacking or performance optimization. They're just looking to take their body to the most extreme level they can in what they would consider to be a holistic approach.
That's like the dudes who are already swole in the gym,
Yes.
still in the gym. You know,
Yes.
they don't need it while you over there, while you over there struggling on that
Yeah.
elliptical machine, sweating your life away, and they just over there making it easy. I understand those are the biohackers, right?
Yes, they have a big weekend planned, or they have a big week planned.
Oh boy.
The next level,
Mm-hmm.
the next level up, I would call it preventative or performance, and these are middle-aged guys. Their performance or their erectile strength is really not where they would like it. They wouldn't call it a problem yet, but they're trying to head off a problem.
Understand, yep.
And then
Preventative, like
yes,
measures. Okay.
yeah. The third level, I would call it a medical level. These are guys who just don't want to give up on life yet, and they're already on Viagra, Cialis injection. These therapies do fail over time, and they're starting to fail, or they're not fitting in with their lifestyle. So these are the guys who come in and they have just decided they're not out to pasture, and they're just not going to give up. And there's no reason they should have to.
Okay. All right. Now I've looked this up. I did research.
Okay.
Okay. Because I wanted to come in here and sound like I knew what I was talking about.
As a man, yes, you should.
Yes, as I should. I'm trying. I'm
You're
trying.
doing great.
But I looked up some of the testimonials on YouTube, and they were pretty amazing.
They're powerful.
Now, how long have you guys been offering this therapy?
Since August.
Since August.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's the type of feedback that you've gotten from people who've used this therapy?
Do you want to take that one, Dawn?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Life changing.
yeah, life changing is a very good word. And most of our mature males that come in who just want to try our service and try the treatment one time, they usually end up moving on with a package, because this isn't a Band-Aid. This is actually going to repair your and regenerate tissue. Okay, so it's not like a Cialis or a Viagra, although it's good to use them in conjunction.
Yeah, it's compatible with
It's
it.
compatible.
Okay, so people could do both.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah. And you have a guy in his 70s, who really all he wants is his Viagra to work again, and be reliable, or a Cialis to work again. And that's a legitimate outcome.
Okay. So in this therapy, do either of you know people personally who've used this therapy?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what type of feedback? Like, what are they saying to you?
It's
Maybe a divorce. I
oh,
don't know.
no, it's good.
Oh my.
Maybe
No.
trading up. I don't know. Trading
I'm
up.
sitting there now. And, see, here's the thing: it's radio, so you can't see faces.
Right.
They both just get like,
We've
these reviews are like
great
that.
response.
Yes.
And even men, we have a lot of men who will say to us, I don't have a problem, I don't have an issue. It's not even about that. It's really, again, about enhancing, especially for, a very important person that's close to me that has tried the treatment. He was the same way. I don't need it. I don't have to do this. But, when he did it, he was pleasantly surprised by the reaction that his body had, and his body had that for a while. I would say it was probably maybe a month to 2 months.
Okay.
But he only did one treatment, just because he wanted to kind of get a feel for what it is and if he really liked it, and he really does like it. It was a huge improvement to his sexual performance. Again, like Jen had mentioned, there was a lot more girth. It's a different experience. So
The results that we can see are from scar tissue dissolving, which not only improves sensitivity and blood flow, but it can straighten out a curvature.
Okay.
Can reduce pain that's in the penis. We can see erections on demand. We can see spontaneous erections. We can
spontaneous
see.
What?
I mean, this is a real
I'm-
relationship saver in some cases.
And he also mentioned, I don't mean to interrupt, but he did also mention his orgasms were way different.
Yeah, because
Way
the wave is
different.
hitting the prostate.
Yeah.
So that's the seat of male sexual orgasmic response. That's where it starts. And it's a wonderful line of work to be in, because there's not a lot of room for men to have acceptance for their need to be dominant and their need to live their life out this way.
Okay.
Giving up that erection and not having that experience impacts a man in their financial earning ability, their confidence level, their willingness to take risks meeting new people. It's a beautiful practice to be in.
Okay. Now, before I bring the doctor back in, because I have Dr. Croft, I have a question for you. But first, I wanted to ask Jen and Dawn: do you find is that an obstacle dealing with men who see issues of erectile dysfunction and sexual wellness, who kind of see that as a stigma, that the stigma attached to it. You talked about people not wanting to actually say they have a problem.
Yeah.
Does that provide like a barrier? Is that an obstacle for you guys?
I feel like it doesn't provide a barrier, but there is a bit of shame attached to it, which, during the consult, I make sure everybody understands there's no shame. I mean, there's a huge percentage. It's over 50% of men dealing with this. People don't do this so they can masturbate better. They do this so that they can connect. And our world could use a lot more connection. And I encourage men to come.
Got
But
that
women,
right.
yeah,
We
women
need more connection.
Women
right.
are used to doing maintenance on their bodies. We do maintenance
Yeah.
all the time. We think nothing of it. And a man can do the same thing. The way a man achieves, a level of physical fitness is no different.
Okay, now you talked about what it does for scar tissue.
Yeah.
Let me bring the doctor in on this one. Doctor, what exactly does this therapy do for correcting scar tissue, and how is it done?
All right. Well, we were talking earlier about the cavitation bubbles and what these sound waves actually do in the tissue. Those the sound waves and the bubbles that are created actually start to break apart and loosen the collagen fibers that form the scar tissue. And if we can get those to break down, the body can actually work on removing it through its natural process of how it, cleans up and refreshes tissues. Part of this process also is that it will realign collagen tissues so that you get a better lay down of healthier tissues again in a better formation.
All right, talking with Jen, talking with Dawn, and talking with Dr. Stephen Croft of PA Green Wellness about the Gains Wave Therapy. Still got a lot more to talk about. All right, I got questions. All right, y'all. Every time I think I'm good, and we've reached the point where, all right, I'm ready to go, I got more questions. All right, so let's get in a little bit more music. If you have a question, and they're coming in, questions are coming in. So hit me up, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Philly Go Flow. All right, you guys, still having fun, still talking men's sexual wellness with Jen and Dawn from PA Green Wellness. Where is that located, real quick?
We're in King of Prussia.
Okay.
Yeah.
King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
We have a couple locations, but the one in this area is in King of Prussia. We're in Pittsburgh, Erie, Harrisburg, and Delaware.
Oh, y'all all over Pennsylvania. Yeah. All right, so if you're in Pittsburgh, you can come holler at them or holler at somebody. It won't be Jen and Dawn, but they do the same thing, and it'll be the same work, and it'll all be good.
I do talk to everyone who calls in, though.
Okay, so let's talk about the conversation. Dr. Croft, let me bring you in here. What exactly happens in this consultation?
All right. I think one of the best things, I've watched Jen do this quite often, and I try to whenever possible. When the person comes in for a consultation, even prior to getting there's a lot of background work that's been done, trying to find out their history, what leads to what may be contributing to their dysfunction, and at the point they come in for the consult, we really try and break it down, detach the stigma from it. People most often will go to a doctor and talk about high blood pressure or constipation or whatever it may be without a problem. But there's such a stigma attached to this. And when I see people for a consult, I really just try and make it as if they were just coming to the doctor for any other type of visit, because that's really what it is. It's something affecting their health, period. So at the consult, we go through their medical history, look at, what other medical issues they may be dealing with, high blood pressure, diabetes, things like that. Since these all can, contribute to sexual dysfunction. But we also screen for contraindications to the treatment. There are certain listed occurrences, diseases, treatments, things like that people may be receiving that wouldn't promote a good outcome or present them as a good patient. One would be like coagulation disorders like
Mhm.
hemophilia or sickle cell disease. If somebody's on anticoagulants, this isn't necessarily a complete contraindication, but if bruising occurs during the treatment, then we generally want to hold treatment.
Okay.
Things like blood clots, cancer, psychological issues. Again, it's not a complete contraindication, but results may not be as great if there are underlying unresolved, psychological issues.
Okay, doctor. Real quick, how long does the consultation process last? How long do they talk to you? How many times do you recommend people sit down and talk to you before you move ahead with treatment?
Generally, I would say usually about 30 to 45 minutes at the first consultation.
Okay.
That gives us good time to be thorough and,
Mhm.
and answer questions for them.
Okay. All right. Now, let me bring Jen and Dawn into the conversation. Now, with the consultation process, and well, I should say the whole process in general. What type of time are we talking about? How long does this take? What kind of commitment are we talking here?
Okay, so as Dr. Croft was saying, the initial consults approximately 45 minutes, and then we like to schedule your first treatment after that. And that's providing that, the doctor believes that you should move forward and you're a candidate for treatment. And then once you come in, we like to do, it depends on which, treatment plan that the doctor moves forward with. But your treatment time actually coming in to the office, the doctor's office, is approximately 20 minutes.
Okay, about 20 minutes.
20 minutes, easy to fit in your schedule. There's no downtime. You come in, it's kind of like, I never had Botox, but I'm assuming it's like Botox. You go in, you get your
That's a
treatment, you can
humble
go.
brag right
You
there.
can
You don't need
you
that.
can
That's
go.
a humble brag right there.
But
If
I didn't mean it like that.
Here's the thing. All right. I've known Dawn for a long time. Let's get into this right now.
Oh no.
Dawn is a model. Dawn is a masseuse. I've never needed Botox. Well, look. No, she doesn't.
Well, thank
No,
you.
no,
But
no, she hasn't.
But I mean it in the
No,
aspect of you can literally do this during your lunchtime and there's no downtime. You can go right back to work and resume right back to normal activities. The only thing is, I would say any strenuous activity.
There's really nothing. And in fact, sometimes people have this done and they don't even want their partner to know they're having it done.
Well,
And it's completely confidential. There's
they
no
literally
telltale.
want to spring this on them.
Yeah, literally. Literally.
They're going to spring it on them.
There's no
Not gonna know
joke
what
I
hit 'em.
haven't
Okay.
heard.
So before I let you guys go, because we're up against the top of the hour. We're up against the top of the hour. But how do you pay for this? That was a question that actually came offline. Sean in North Philly wanted to know, how do you pay for this, and can people use insurance to pay for this?
People cannot use insurance for
You
it.
said cannot.
Cannot.
Okay.
No, we have about 4 different financing levels. We make sure that anybody who wants it can have a financing opportunity to have it done. So if they can't pay cash, they can't pay on a credit card, we have favorable financing in-house for them.
Okay. So real quick before I let you go, how can they get more information from you on this? Because this has been great. I'm hearing this. This sounds amazing. How can they reach you and get more information on Gains Wave Therapy from PA Green Wellness?
So they can go to wavetherapypa.com or
wavetherapypa.com.
Yep,
Okay.
they can go to wavetherapypa.com or they can just give me a call at 888-338-6001 and maybe we can put that up on the Philly Go Flow page as well.
Okay. All right, we definitely will. All right, Dr. Croft, Jen, Dawn, thank you guys for coming in today.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having us.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Oh, well,
We're
look,
going to challenge you to come in and have
look. First of all,
testimonial. We want your testimonial.
if this works, I have a 4-hour show and I will talk about it for 4
There we
hours.
go. Then
It's
we
like,
need you to
let-
come in.
Let me
Everybody.
tell you how my night went. Okay? It started at, no, I'm just joking.
Telling you, it's impressive.
Okay, it sounds
But
impressive.
Thank you for the platform.
No problem, no problem. And I know you guys offer more than just Gains Wave therapy. So we got to get you guys back and talk about other services.
We can talk about it. Sure.
All right, look.
Yeah.
Tell me what you thought of this show. Hit me up. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Philly Go Flow. Just once again want to thank. That is Dawn Sepulveda. I said her name about 17 times this hour. Of course, the very last time is when I get it messed up.
It's okay.
Jen Fry and Dr. Stephen Croft of PA Green Wellness. Thank you guys, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, hey, you guys, that is my time, all right? I want to thank you guys for rocking with me today. Up next, Jay Chris and the PM Workflow. That continues. Make sure you listen to him, 5 o'clock today. It is Woman Crush Wednesday, so we got the Woman Crush Wednesday mix, 60 minutes for the ladies, by the ladies. Tonight, 9 o'clock, it is the Night Mode Show with Patrick Manley. 8 hours of slow jams. So this is what you do, all right? You go get your Gains Wave therapy, get right. And then 8 hours of slow jams, you know how you gonna be spending that. All right. You know what's popping. All right. Valentine's Day is coming up too. Y'all got to get right. All right. Let me get on out of here, okay? That's my time. Be best, be blessed, have a great day, and I'll be back on the air tomorrow.